really excited. I have no idea what's in store for me, but I think I'm going to have so much fun. Oh God, are we about to get a love triangle? Cassie Clare, you are just trying to throw me off. I will not fall for it. I don't know where this book is gonna go, but I just feel like it's going to be really sad regardless. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Rachel, and welcome to my Infernal Devices reading vlog. I am so excited for today's video, you guys. I've been wanting to read the Infernal Devices trilogy by Miss Cassandra Clare for years. I've owned these books for at least 2 years now, and they've been sitting on my shelves collecting dust, and I'm just really excited to finally get into this very well-loved series. Very quickly, if you do not know what the Infernal Devices is, it is a YA fantasy trilogy. It is a part of Cassandra Clare's kind of like great collection of series called the Shadowhunter Chronicles, which is a YA urban fantasy series, and the Infernal Devices particularly takes place in Victorian London, which is really cool, and I feel like it's just such an iconic series, especially in all like online book communities. I feel like a lot of people really love it, and I'm just excited to get more into it. So let me tell you guys my personal history with Cassandra Clare's books thus far. So I found BookTube in early 2021, and very quickly after I started watching videos on BookTube, I started to hear the names Cassandra Clare, the Infernal Devices, the Mortal Instruments, and the Shadowhunter Chronicles as a whole quite often. So when I heard these series being repeated so much, when I heard these books talked about and just gushed about so much, I naturally, because I have no impulse control, bought every single Cassandra Clare book, and since then I've only read 3 of her books. I have read City of Bones, City of Ashes, and City of Glass, which are the first 3 books in the Mortal Instrument series. I am reading all of Cassandra Clare's books in her recommended reading order, which is the publication order. So I read the first 3 books in the Mortal Instruments series, and now it is time for me to read the Infernal Devices, and then I'll go back to the Mortal Instruments and then just so on and so forth from there. I'm very excited to read the Infernal Devices because I feel like this is a series that everyone really loves. I feel like not everyone likes the Mortal Instruments, not everyone likes the Dark Artifices, but I feel like everyone loves the Infernal Devices, or at least has something positive to say about it. So I am just really excited. So in this vlog, I will be reading Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess. This one in particular, I feel like so many people absolutely love this book. I'm really excited. I have no idea what's in store for me, but I think I'm going to have so much fun. So before I get into the nitty gritty, I did just want to say this vlog is going to be completely filled with spoilers. I feel like the series has just been around for so long. I feel like so many people have read this series, and I just want to be able to talk through my experience. I want to be able to talk about all of my thoughts as I go on. So if you have not read the Infernal Devices and you don't want to be spoiled, I will catch you in the next one. Or you know what, if you haven't read it and you're like, I don't care, I still want to watch it, go for it. I'm not your mom, but you have officially been warned. Spoilers are starting now. Alrighty, so I have already started Clockwork Angel. Oh my God. It was funny because when I knew I was going to be filming my intro today, yesterday, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start Clockwork Angel just to get a little bit of a head start, because these are longer books, and when I have read Cassandra Clare's books in the past, I just haven't really flown through them. She has the longest chapters ever. Oh my God. So I just knew I should probably get a head start, right? These are long books. They might take me a while to get through. So I started reading Clockwork Angel yesterday, and let me tell you, I am 50% of the way done with this book already. I actually had to put the book down and stop myself because I hadn't even filmed my intro for this vlog yet. Needless to say, we are thriving. I am so into this book and this world and this series thus far. Like, I am really vibing with the writing. I think it is quite an improvement from the Mortal Instruments books that I've read thus far. The world is much more interesting in my opinion. I love the Victorian London setting. Our characters are just beyond. I really like them. Definitely prefer them to like Jace and Clary at this point. And I was very interested in the plot and all the side things that are happening pretty much right away with this book. It really gripped me immediately. So I will very quickly give you guys kind of like my rundown of the characters thus far. Our main gal is Miss Tessa Gray. I really like her. I am excited to see her journey. She has basically discovered that she is some type of shapeshifter. She had no idea that she had these powers, but she's discovering it, and she is a bit resistant to learn more about it. She kind of just wants to go back to her normal life and find her brother who is missing, but I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing her come into her own and be a really strong character. Then we met Will Herondale, who actually ended up rescuing Tessa. Yeah, I already know. I already know he's gonna be my fave. I absolutely love the swaggering, kind of cocky main character. I also think he and Tessa will probably be endgame. That is kind of my like general feeling thus far. I have read one too many enemies to lovers fantasy romances to not be able to tell what is happening here. So I'm really, really excited. And they're not even like fully enemies, but definitely in the beginning, Tessa is like, sir, thanks for saving me, but please go away. And then we have our sweet baby boy, Jem. Jem is a really, really sweet character thus far. I feel like he is such a good friend and has such a good soul, but something is going on with Jem. In the first scene that we meet him, he is coughing up blood. So very concerned about that. I'm very afraid that something is gonna happen to him. That's just like, I mean, it's never good when someone is coughing up blood, right? Like that is immediately alarm bells were going off in my head. I was like, that is really not a good sign. So I hope that Jem ends up being okay. It is the beginning of the book though. So I'm excited to see, maybe we will, you know, something will change with that and we'll get to see his story kind of throughout the trilogy. Those are kind of my first impression thoughts. That's really all that I have to say. As I said, I'm about 50% of the way through. I believe that Tessa and Will are about to kind of infiltrate that club. She's gonna shapeshift into Camille and then she's gonna try to find out information of where her brother Nathaniel is. So that is it. That's the intro. It's gonna be it for me. I will talk to you guys probably tomorrow with another update for Clockwork Angel. Hello, it's me. Obviously. It has been kind of a minute since I've picked up the camera for this vlog and the month is ending, so like I need to get going. I've had a weekend, I gotta tell you. I really have. I got so busy and wanted to check in with this vlog a lot more often than I have, because this is the first time I'm checking in and it's like Sunday afternoon. But I was filming my April TBR yesterday and editing it and trying to export it, and for some reason it wasn't working. So it took me like several hours for me to get that video up, which basically just like obliterated my entire day. And then I've just had life stuff happening. So I'm finally sitting down to give you guys my, I think, second update on Clockwork Angel. So I am, let me see, let me check my handy dandy Libby app. I'm 80% of the way through this book. I'm on chapter 17. Things are getting spicy, not in like the fun spicy way, but just like plot wise. Things are really taking interesting turns. So I'm excited about that. So I have less than 100 pages. If you can see, I have this much left and I'm still absolutely loving this book, loving the ride. The audiobook is really, really great. I'm just more and more pleasantly surprised by this book as I go on. So number one, we had like our first moment with Tessa and Will. They kissed, but he like pushed her off of him and was like, I can't do this. And she's really hurt by it. And I'm like, Will, what is going on? What secrets is Will hiding? That's what I want to know. What is up with him? What is his past? Why is he so guarded? Why is he so afraid to love Tessa? I mean, I love it for like the slow burn of it all, but I'm also like, can you guys get married? Like, are they gonna get married by the end of the book? I would love that. But I have a feeling that old Cassie Clare is gonna put us through it for a little bit before that happens. But I love Will so much. He gives me like early Dorian vibes a little bit, which I really, really like. Just the sarcasm. It's the black hair with the blue eyes. I mean, let's be honest, right? That's basically who I'm picturing. But you know, I just kind of like he talks about how he has entertained a lot of women and he's very sarcastic and you know, little bits of like cockiness come out, but in a fun way. So it is giving me a little bit of Dorian Havillard? I've never known how to pronounce that last name, but highest compliment. I do think though that Will is a lot more tortured than Dorian was, at least in the beginning. Obviously we know Dorian kind of goes through it as the series goes on, but anyway, moving on. Will is just a treat to read about and I'm really, really excited to see his and Tessa's push and pull throughout this trilogy and I hope that they end up happy together. Jem, we got confirmation that Jem does actually have something going on in his past and his history and there's an explanation and he is dying, which, you know, brings the vibes down majorly. It is interesting that it was revealed this early though that he is sick and he is dying because I'm like, okay, is he actually gonna die or are we gonna be able to fix this somehow? Is something going to happen to make Jem okay in the end? Because I need him to be okay. So at this point, I'm just gonna like pretend that I don't know that and just be in full denial because I love Jem and I need to see him make it through all the way to the end because he is just such a good soul, like just such a grounding and important presence in this group of wild people that we have here. And I just need him to be okay. So I'm gonna pretend that I didn't read anything about his past or what's going on with him. We also have the reunion of Tessa and her brother Nathaniel. Nathaniel's character is very interesting. I thought before we met him, he was just gonna be like the golden boy and so great and so amazing and not really have much of a personality. I kind of love how troubled he is, I guess. He's a little messy. When it was revealed that he essentially like, I mean, he didn't sell Tessa out, he didn't like hand her over to the Magister, but like he kind of did. And that was because of, you know, unfortunately his gambling addiction. I don't know if like the term gambling addiction has quite been used to describe him, but that's kind of sounds like what he's got going on. That was kind of an interesting reveal. I was like, okay, it's messed up. Honestly, it's messed up, but I enjoy that he is being given layers. You know, I don't know what is going to happen with his character, and I like that. I like the unpredictability of his unlikability, I guess you can say, as a character now he has been written thus far. So I'm curious to see where he goes with that. And then also the fact that maybe there might be something between Nathaniel and Jessamine. I don't know if I'm reading too much into that, but they are both troubled people, and I would kind of like to see the two of them have like growth moments, and if they could actually end up being really good for each other, that would be very interesting, and I would like that. But I don't know, they could also both be like bad, and maybe they'll be like kind of the villains of the story. I'm not really sure yet, but I enjoy the very interesting and surprising dynamics that I have seen thus far with those characters. So that is all very cool. And in summation, this is a Will and Tessa stan account now. So that is kind of all I have to say about this book. I'm still really liking the plot. I love the gloomy Victorian London vibe of it all. It's really just, it's an aesthetic that I really enjoy, and I'm really excited to see what happens. So I am going to finish this book today, and then I want to start Clockwork Prince. Yeah, Clockwork Prince is the next one. And I'm just so curious to see what's gonna happen. Like, I'm just really, really excited about all of the kind of like little storylines that we've started and little character relationships and things like that that have gone on, and I am excited to see them develop. So that is my update for Clockwork Angel. I will talk to you guys once I have finished this book, and then once I've started Clockwork Prince, I'll give you guys my first impression of that book. Hi friends, so it is time for another check-in in my Infernal Devices journey. So good news is I have finished Clockwork Angel. Bad news is I feel like a lot of the thoughts and predictions that I had in the last check-in were inaccurate. Number one, Nathaniel just turned out to be just bad, just the bad guy. There could potentially be a redemption arc maybe later on in the series, but I kind of thought that by the end of this book, we would know that no, he didn't really mean it, and he didn't mean to harm Tessa, and there was a whole big plan for why he did that. And thus far, essentially, he has sold his sister out and didn't really care about the consequences. And I don't know, he might just be wrapped up in some bad stuff. He might just be under the influence of something, I don't know, but Nathaniel, we're not a fan as of right now. And I thought that maybe like Nathaniel and Jessamine were like maybe gonna have something. Seems like that is not the case. I think Jessamine was just bored, which, you know, that's fine. I don't blame her. But I did finish this book. I'm excited by the ending, especially the epilogue of this book was really interesting because of Will going to see Magnus Bane. I don't know if I talked about this yet, but Magnus Bane is, I guess, just somebody who shows up in all of Cassandra Clare's series? Question mark? Yeah, I don't know. Feels a little bit like That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana, but that is the highest compliment that I can give a series, honestly. So excited about that. So I finished this book and I gave it 4 stars. Very, very strong 4-star, but just because I've got 2 more books ahead of me, I didn't have that overwhelming tattoo this entire book on my body feeling. I'm gonna go with a solid 4-star rating for Clockwork Angel. All right, and then I have started Clockwork Prince, which is the second book. I'm only on page 80. I am 15% of the way done with this book, but this book has been very entertaining thus far. I feel like we got right into the action. Will's got something going on. Will has a curse, and apparently he has never really cared about this curse. Don't know what it is yet, but I think because of a certain gray-eyed beauty named Tessa Gray, he is a little bit more concerned about finding a cure or just finding out what's going on. And then there's this thing that's happening, and I don't know like if this is actually happening, but there's like some Tessa and Jem flirtation going on? Question mark again? I in the first book, I saw them as being like just platonic best friends. And now there's been little things here and there of them kind of being cute together, lingering looks. And I'm just like, oh God, are we about to get a love triangle between two best friends. Jem and Will are like bestie for the resties. I don't know how I feel about that. I love Jem. Like Tessa, I don't blame you. He sounds stunning. I feel like more often than not, love triangles are not done in a way that I personally find enjoyable. So I am a little bit nervous about that, but we'll put a pin in that. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. But also while that has been going on, there has been incredible banter and tension between Will and Tessa. And I love it so much. There was a scene in the library in the Institute and they kind of like used their anger that they have towards each other because Will kind of shut down Tessa in the last book and basically was like, hey, if you want to be friends with benefits, I'm down, but nothing more than that. And Tessa is obviously very upset with him. And they kind of argued through like their book taste and, you know, talked about, kind of almost argued through books, which was cool and really, really fun, obviously, for a book lover to read. And just, yeah, I thought that scene was really well done. Really cute. And I just love Will and Tessa so much. They have so much tension between them. And also, so far, one of the biggest things that I can say about this book is it has been so funny. I genuinely think this book is so clever and witty, and I'm really, really loving that. And yeah, it's just really, really working for me. It's just a humor style, and just the quickness that everyone has with their responses is really enjoyable. Also, I just want to say, I don't know if I will regret saying this, but justice for Jessamine, okay? Is she annoying? Yes. Is she a brat? Yes. Do I still love her? Yes. I'm sorry, but she is funny and irritating and I like her. And I like that she's just like high maintenance and doesn't want to do anything and just wants to get married. And she's just so tired of everyone around her. And I'm like, honestly, girl, same. I feel Jessamine on a spiritual level. I hope that she doesn't end up being like a terrible person, but I don't know. She adds, I think, some breath of fresh air, just something different, I think, to the dynamic of the group. And I do think that she does have like a soft, gooey center, and hopefully we will get to see that throughout the series. But I don't know, I find her kind of funny. Like she's over everyone immediately and everyone's kind of over her, but she like knows that she is that way, which I find enjoyable. So I like her and I think she's entertaining. Yeah, those are kind of my first thoughts so far into Clockwork Prince, but really, really liking it. Still very excited to see where the story goes. And I need Will and Tessa to be endgame. If they're not, I will cry. So that is the update for now. I am going to go edit this vlog. I don't know if I said I was gonna go edit this vlog in the last clip. Spoiler alert, I didn't. I need to edit this vlog tonight. I need to edit as I go. I never do that and it makes editing my vlogs one giant, just terrible mess. So I'm going to go edit this vlog and then I'm going to spend most of the night reading more of Clockwork Prince. So I'll probably talk to you guys tomorrow with more updates. Hello, we are doing an emergency check-in. I have nothing intelligent to say. I have no literary analysis of Clockwork Prince to give you. All I need to talk about with you is Tessa and Jem. Pardon? Like what? Okay, I've been cleaning the house today. I'm listening to the audiobook. It's wonderful. And there was a scene that happened with Tessa and Jem. And as I said, there have been lingering looks. There have been little flirtations here and there, but I'm like, Cassie Clare, you are just trying to throw me off. I will not fall for it. Okay, so then tell me why we just had a scene where Tessa and Jem kissed and then like other things started happening. I mean, it's YA, so nothing crazy, but this is turning into a legitimate love triangle. This is a love triangle now. Like, we are here. This is happening. See, here's the thing with love triangles, and particularly I feel like fantasy love triangles. There's always like one person who you know they're gonna end up with, and then the other guy, you're just like, hey, thanks for playing, but it was never gonna be you. Jem, he's on the scoreboard. You guys, he is on the scoreboard. He is playing. He is in this. I literally never thought that Tessa and Jem were actually going to be anything beyond really good friends. I thought Jem was going to be like a confidant to Tessa, and because he just has this grounding presence in the series throughout everyone and their relationships, I feel like Jem is just like the golden boy, right? And he is, but I'm just like, oh, this is happening. Oh, we're doing this. Okay, the drama in this book, it's tasty, it's palpable. When Will finds out, he's going to lose his mind. Low-key, though, he has no right to because he did deny Tessa. But just because we're in his POV and we know that it's more complicated than that, I do feel for him. I just know he's gonna be very conflicted and probably heartbroken if and when he finds out. I mean, he's gotta find out. I cannot know this information alone. I need Will to find out as well. I'm stunned. Literally, like, I was listening to the audiobook when that part was happening and I was like, wow, okay, they're kissing. Like, all right, cool, this is really happening. And then more stuff started to happen and I was like, where am I? What day is it? What year is it? Like, Twilight Zone. I don't know. I'm shocked. I'm completely shocked. She is completely shocked. She's taking a nap from all the drama that this book has dealt us. And it's so hard because I love Will. Like, I do love Will, I will say. Like, Will's my favorite between the two. But, you know, he's in his tortured sad boy hours right now. And so he's just not really able to provide Tessa the love that she deserves, I guess. But it's just like, oh my God, wow. That's really all I have to say. This is getting very interesting. It's been interesting, but like this is adding a whole nother layer of these character relationships that are going to get very juicy. So I have no idea how this series is gonna end. I have no idea now because truly did not expect that. I like that though. I like how Cassandra Clare is smacking me in the face with this book essentially. It's going great. So that is all I wanted to say. I just need to like document this. I am literally stunned that Tessa and Jem actually have taken a step towards any type of romantic relationship. What a time to be alive. Okay, that is it for my check-in for Clockwork Prince. I'm probably just gonna finish the book today and I will talk to you guys tomorrow with my final thoughts and then we will be starting Clockwork Princess and I'm so excited. I feel like that's the book that I'm most excited for. I see so many people talk about that one specifically. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Happy Sunday, my loves. We are getting down to the wire with this Infernal Devices reading vlog. I have finished the first two books and I have started the finale of this trilogy, which is Clockwork Princess. So I wanted to go over my thoughts for Clockwork Prince and then also kind of my first impressions of Clockwork Princess. So I talked to you guys yesterday and was very, very shocked and just stunned that Jem and Tessa, you know, were exploring a romantic relationship and were really expressing their feelings for one another. But that version of me yesterday, you know, sweet summer child, I had no idea what I was in for. We finished this book with Tessa and Jem engaged. I gobsmacked. That's all I can really say. Like, I don't know. I love Jem so much, but I also like with, you know, Tessa's POV, I think that she does have these feelings for Jem, but she is literally telling herself after she gets engaged to Jem, like has to tell herself and convince herself that she does really love Jem and that she doesn't like Will and is really having to push those feelings aside and that it would only hurt Jem to reveal that she feels this way. So I'm not like buying it yet. I do, for a second there, I was like, wow, okay, like they're gonna end up together, Will is gonna suffer. That's just what this book is gonna be, I guess. But there is still way too much tension and passion between Tessa and Will that I don't think it's over, but it's very complicated. And one thing that I did actually really like about this book is I like that Will and Tessa, because they do finally, like, they have it out. They have the conversation about like, hey, we have feelings for each other. Will, of course, finds out that there actually never was any curse on him and he is not responsible for the death of his sister and he can love people freely and not have to push them away. So he's excited because he wants to go tell Tessa all of this and explain his behavior, but she is already engaged to Jem, of course. But what I appreciated about that whole conversation was they were very honest with one another and they were like, yeah, we don't want to hurt Jem and we may pine over each other, we may have these feelings, but Jem is dying and Jem is so special to both of us and there's no good version of this. Someone's gotta suffer, and because they love Jem so much, they are choosing, I mean, Will is fully suffering and then Tessa is just so conflicted, but I liked the honesty of that conversation. I thought it was refreshing. I was afraid that we were gonna get into like miscommunication and then maybe Will wasn't gonna fully reveal himself to Tessa, but I'm glad that they were very like, no, this is how I feel. I do love you, but we both love Jem and his happiness is more important to both of us. And I don't know, I liked that conversation. I thought it was refreshing. Painful, but refreshing. Oh my god, I'll get into what's been happening in Clockwork Princess in a second, but I'll just focus on this book. Also, oh my god, I totally discounted myself earlier in this video when I thought that Jessamine and Nathaniel's little relationship, little whatever, was nothing, and I had been totally duped by their flirtation in the first book, but it is revealed that Jessamine has secretly married Nathaniel Gray, and she has kind of been playing like a double agent in the Institute, which is just crazy, and oh god, Jessamine. I do still feel for her. I feel like she is very lost and she is very unhappy within herself, and I want her to have a good ending. I don't know if that is unpopular or not. I'll be very curious how people feel about Jessamine once I have finished this and I can like talk to you guys about it. I'm very curious because I feel for her and I find her funny and I find her charming. She is annoying for sure and she's definitely done some bad things, but like I do find some likability to her, and I do want her to have a happy ending. But yeah, oh my god, Nathaniel sucks. And he did die, which was sad, but he was also, I guess, not actually even Tessa's brother. I guess they were technically cousins, so I don't know, but he's gone now. And other than that, truthfully, this book didn't really have much of a plot. Mortmain is still at large. There's been like no real updates with him since the first book. And really this book was just a super character driven story, but that is my favorite, so I really enjoyed that. I think I'm gathering that Cassandra Clare definitely writes mostly character driven stories. Obviously there's action scenes and all of that, but I think that what is moving this book along, and I think what brings people to love these books, is just the character woes that they go through and the journeys that they go through. So this was another very solid book. I also gave it 4 stars. I just can't believe that Jem and Tessa are engaged. Like what is happening? So I finished this last night, and then I started Clockwork Princess this morning. So Clockwork Princess, I am on page 200. I'm about 35% of the way through this book, and I've been loving it. I just wanted to dive right into the book as soon as I could this morning, because just with the way that the second book ended, I just have to know what is going to happen between Jem and Tessa and Will. It is killing me not knowing. And I mean, as of right now, Tessa and Jem they have moved up their wedding because Jem is very sick and is dying a lot sooner than I think originally everyone thought. And he says that he might not even have weeks. So I'm getting scared. I don't even want to say it. I don't know where this book is going to go, but I just feel like it's going to be really sad regardless. Like, I think I'm just going to be a little bit devastated. Like, I don't know. And also what is crazy is I posted that I'm reading this on my story, and so many people responded to my story saying, "Good luck, bestie," like Godspeed. And I don't know. I'm just feeling this like ominous feeling of like, am I going to feel like happy and joyful when I finish this book? I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that question right now, because it has like an overall, things are kind of just like melancholy right now. You know, Jem is sick and Tessa and Will are, you know, trying to get along, trying to be around each other, but still fighting their feelings. Gabriel and Gideon are now kind of involved, and they're in this sort of like weird situation, but their dad died, and so they have these conflicting feelings about their family and their lineage. But one of the things that I wanted to point out about this book, and I should have said this already throughout the whole trilogy because it's definitely been relevant, that Henry and Charlotte's relationship I think is really cute, and they're really funny, and they're kind of like a bright spot in the book. It's not like negative, but it's just kind of like everyone's down in the dumps, and I just don't really know how to feel. So that is kind of just like my general first impressions of this book. Sad girl hours, essentially. So I am going to keep reading tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it tonight. I will definitely finish it tomorrow. Like, I have to just rip the band-aid off. I have to know what is on the other side of this book. You know what I mean? I have to just know what's gonna happen, because I'm imagining all these different scenarios of how this book could possibly end, and I kind of feel like they're all gonna hurt. Like, I don't know, someone's gonna get their feelings hurt, and it's probably gonna be me. But also, I think some of the characters might walk away from this book unhappy. I don't know. I'm all over the place. This vlog I feel like is all over the place. Those are my kind of stream of consciousness thoughts about Clockwork Princess, but I am still very much enjoying it and just really eager to keep reading. All right, and then before I end this clip, I actually have a little bit of bookish mail. So it's not a book, but it is a bookish item, and I wanted to open it on camera with you all because I'm very excited for it. So I won a giveaway, which I don't know if I've ever won anything in my entire life. I entered this giveaway, and it was for the Instagram Enchanted Oddities, and they make like bookish merch, and I've actually bought things from them before and really liked it. They make very high quality stuff, and so I entered the giveaway because I enter all their giveaways, and I freaking won, and I was so excited, and I finally got my package. So I wanted to open that with you all. It is a Manon Blackbeak and the 13 inspired package from Throne of Glass, of course. So I've been so excited to get this because I don't know if I have one Rowan Whitethorn shirt, but I don't really have any like Throne of Glass stuff, and it's my favorite series, so had to rectify that. So it's a crew neck, of course, and it's gray, and it has the 13 from now until the darkness claims us embroidered, and you can see the wyvern. Is there 2? Yeah, there's just 2 wyverns. Oh my god, I love this. This is so cute. It's got that kind of like faded aesthetic, and I just really love this. I'm so excited to wear this. Oh my god, really happy about this. I'm literally gonna put this on right now. Oh, there's all those little baby wyverns. I'm obsessed. Oh my god. Okay, yay. Very excited about that. So yeah, that is gonna be it for today. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep reading Clockwork Princess. I'll do one final check-in before the ending, and then I'll probably film me reading the ending and then kind of do a final check-in. I don't know. Oh my God, I'm just so excited and nervous. It'll be interesting. I think no matter what, I'm going to feel gutted by the end of it, but we'll see. So I will talk to you guys in a little bit with another update for Clockwork Princess. Hi besties. So it is the next day. I have read quite a big chunk of Clockwork Princess. I have less than 100 pages and I wanted to check in before I finish the book. I am feeling just absolutely like drained. Oh my God, I want to get through this without crying. I'm feeling really drained and emotional, and I don't even know what to say. So to catch up kind of where I'm at, Tessa got kidnapped by one of the Dark Sisters who did kidnap her in the beginning of Clockwork Angel. So there's kind of that comparison. Will ends up saving her, which also happened in Clockwork Angel. They kind of proclaimed their love for each other because Jem died. But then like he has been changed and is now one of the Silent Brothers, and his name is now Brother Zachariah, and he can no longer live and like be Jem, and he can't be around, you know, Tessa and Will at the Institute. He's just different now. I'm still a little confused on that, on why that decision was made. Not that I'm unhappy to see Jem still living on in some way, but I'm kind of just like, but he's not Jem anymore. Like, I don't know. Maybe as the book goes on, we'll just get a little bit more information on that, but I'm happy, but I'm also just like, why was that done? Because it just sucks. You know, it just sucks that he's like not a part of things with everyone. And you know, obviously, even though I'm happy that somehow Will and Tessa maybe will be together, that's where I assume this book's going to end, but I'm just still like heartbroken that Jem, who was such like a strong pillar in this group of people, is no longer gonna be there. It makes me really sad. And then Jessamine died as well, and once again, I have no idea how people feel about her, but I was a fan of her, and I was kind of hoping that she would have some type of character growth where she grows into being a shadow hunter because of the support and love that she, although has pushed away and been irritated with, eventually grows into. Maybe her and Tessa could have been friends. Maybe she could have just gotten over some of the issues that she's had, but she died. So that was really sad. And I loved that, like, in her last words, she said to Will, like, please take care of like my dolls, because she has like dolls in her room and stuff. And I just thought that was funny, but also terrible. Tessa finally got in touch with Mortmain, kind of figured out why he's wanted her, and he essentially wanted to keep her as a wife, but he would be abusing her to create a new like race of downworlders or something that could kind of destroy, I guess, the existing, you know, shadow hunters, because he's just kind of got this vengeance because of his family and all of that. So obviously super gross and terrible, but Tessa was able to access the little clockwork angel that she always wears around her neck and kind of turn into this great being, and I believe destroy him. That's my understanding, that he is gone now, but Tessa is very weak and kind of sick and has to kind of get over what that experience was for her. Still, she's still healing from that. That's kind of where I'm at, and I just don't know. I don't know how to feel. Like, I don't know how to feel. Like, I want this book to end like happily so badly, because I just feel like the characters have been put through it. I have been put through it, and I'm just, even though like things are kind of going in the right direction. Obviously, we don't have Jem, we don't have Jess. Henry has been injured. There's just been all these things happening. I'm just like hopeful that we will end in a way that will make everything feel okay again and will make things right, because this has just been like a really this book has just been like really sad and depressing, and it's like, am I happy that Will and Tessa are now potentially going to be together? Yes, but also like there's just an overall feeling of grief throughout this book thus far, and like all the happiness comes with sadness as well. So I am feeling emotional right now, to say the least, and I just want to finish this book. I have less than an hour of the audiobook left. I have less than 100 pages, so I think that I am going to take some time now and just finish this book and see how it ends. I'm just feeling this kind of like drained, hollow feeling, and I haven't even finished the book, so I'm hopeful that there will be just some like happiness at the end here that will make me feel better. So that is going to be my final check-in for this book. I will talk to you guys once I have finished Clockwork Princess. So I finished Clockwork Princess. I feel like in like my last 3 reading vlogs, I've been crying in them. I don't even know what to say. The epilogue. Okay, so literally the worst part of the epilogue, the worst moments when sitting along at breakfast, she had realized that she had forgotten the precise blue of his eyes, because like throughout the whole trilogy, she's constantly talking about the color of his eyes, and it's like one of the most important things to her, and like she just brings it up all the time. Okay, I've tried filming like my final thoughts and an outro like so many times, and I just keep crying, so I'm sorry. That epilogue is amazing, but also so cruel. Tessa and Will obviously end up together and get married, but Will dies and Tessa is immortal, and we kind of get taken through their memories and their life, and they had kids and grandkids. And then in 2008, you know, it's like modern day, kind of modern times, and Tessa runs into Jem, and Jem is no longer one of the Silent Brothers. There was a curse that was lifted or something like that, and so now he kind of gets to start a new life, and like they get to be together. Oh my god. So the book was really good. I gave it 5 stars. The first 2 I gave 4 stars, but this one I gave 5 stars. I just have to say, like, in a combination of the writing style and the intense emotion that leapt off the pages of this trilogy, and just like how well I think Cassandra Clare wrote this very character-driven story, it just really affected me. And I think that the romance was done so well and so intense. And not to say that all YA fantasies, you know, you should expect not very well written romance, but the romance in this trilogy, you know, between Tessa and Will and Tessa and Jem, like, it was just written so well and like really, really affected me, and I think it's so beautiful. And that's why I'm somebody who, I primarily read adult fantasy, but I do think that YA fantasy has a ton of value, and I think that YA fantasy can still be entertaining and you can still gain something from it. Even though, you know, I'm not a 17-year-old like Tessa, I still really appreciate aspects of the YA fantasy genre, and that's why I always continue to return to it. And definitely books like this, I feel like, validate my feelings on that, because I think that this was so well written and so beautiful, and like sad, Beautiful, Tragic by Taylor Swift. That is the song that I would give like this whole trilogy. So I absolutely loved it. I absolutely love the Infernal Devices. Oh my god, I literally can't stop crying. Oh my god, I want to do like a normal outro, because I'm sorry, I have to be done filming. I literally just want to go cry. So I need to close out this video. I have to take a freaking thumbnail after this. Overall, I want to say that the Infernal Devices trilogy, I think it's a really strong YA fantasy. I would even venture to say like a YA fantasy romance trilogy. I think writing is great. I think that the plot, I mean, definitely the characters and their stories and their relationships I focused on more and I felt drawn to more, but I still felt that the plot was enjoyable and easy to follow, and I think it all made sense to me. I thought that those 2 aspects were handled well, and I really loved all of our characters, and even like when Jessamine got to see Will at the very end, and like she's gonna eventually get to go like haunt her room in the Institute, I guess, because she's a ghost now. I don't even know, but that kind of made me happy. I'm really, really glad that I read this trilogy. I'm glad that I binged it too, honestly, and I really, really love Will Herondale. He's definitely my favorite character from this, and definitely a character I think that I'm going to think about. I'm really blown away by this, honestly. It was really, really good, really beautiful, and has affected me a lot more than I thought it would. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I had a really great time doing it, and thank you so much to everyone who kept telling me to read this trilogy, because I'm so happy I did. This was a very fantastic series. I'm so glad that I read it, and I will definitely keep reading more of the Shadowhunter books. The next books that I read are part of the Mortal Instruments, so I'll get to those at some point. But this is like, this hit so different. This was so good and emotional and romantic. I can't even form words right now, but I need to end this vlog because I'm just like broken, essentially. I'm gonna end the video now. I really, really appreciate that you guys watched this video. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. I love you guys so, so much, and I will catch you all in the next one.